Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Michigan International Speedway. It's great to have you here. Happy Friday. We start off the racing weekend with a very special announcement. I'm Pat Patterson from PRN, ESPN Radio, and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. And it's my privilege to be here and be part of this very special day. I've been the voice of Safety Clean for the past 7 years in motorsports, and it's, again, a real honor to be here and be a part of this very special announcement this morning. I'd like to introduce the folks that are on the stage with us this morning. First of all, to my right, Roger Curtis from Michigan International Speedway, Kurt Knapp, who's the Executive Vice President of Safety Clean right here, Jack Roush, sitting over there, and, of course, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sits over to our right. Again, a really special day and a really nice announcement between some great parties. And for that, I will welcome up to the microphone Kurt Knapp, who's the Executive Vice President of Marketing for Safety Clean. Kurt?
Great. Thanks, Pat. As you said, it's a real exciting day. This weekend, we're going to unveil and have the inaugural race for the number 17 EcoPower re-refined oil Ford. And it's not a coincidence that we picked Michigan when you think about the fact that this is the home of Ford. It's the home of Jack Roush, and they've led innovation in this space and racing for decades. So Michigan seemed to be a great place for us to do this. You know, I've been in this business for 30 years in the lubricants business, and the EcoPower proposition is the first truly unique proposition in the time that I've been in the industry. It's the first oil that protects both the environment and cars. And you know, we're actually one of the best kept secrets for over 2 decades. You know, our products have protected in some of the most demanding conditions. What a lot of people don't know is that for 2 decades, we've been supplying the large majority of the lubricants used by the U.S. military all over the world in all branches. So for literally billions of miles, we've protected under some of the most demanding conditions imaginable. And then what we've decided to do, and additionally for over 2 decades, we've been supplying lubricants to some of the largest federal, state, and municipal fleets. And so we decided to launch a product called EcoPower and make it available to corporate fleets that are looking to reduce the carbon footprint of their fleet operations, as well as offer it to consumers that are looking for a green alternative for their oil change. The environmental benefits of the product relate to the fact that because the motor oil that we collect, and we collect over 200 million gallons of used oil throughout U.S. and Canada, and that oil's already been refined, so a lot of energy and pressure went into it to convert the crude to a lubricant product. And so what we're doing is we're putting in far less energy to make it, renew it, to make it as good, if not better, than the original lubricant base oil. And also because used oil can be re-refined pretty much infinitely, we know from independent studies that it takes 85% less greenhouse gas emissions over the course of life as opposed to the one-time energy use when used motor oil is burned as a fuel. Additionally, as you can imagine, when you consider that only about 2% of a barrel of crude is used to make a lube, and it only takes a little bit more than a gallon to make a gallon of EcoPower, you know, there's a significant reduction in use of our limited natural resources. But the fact of the matter is that Jack Roush and consumers are not going to use, and fleets are not going to use a product if it doesn't protect. That's the primary purpose for the oil. And we've had EcoPower on the market for a little over 4 years now, and we've been waiting for the right opportunity. You know, we're trying to build understanding, awareness, and acceptance of our unique product. And we've been looking for an authentic and the best endorser of a product like ours. And when the opportunity came available to partner with Jack Roush and Roush Fenway Racing, we jumped on it. So again, you cannot have a better, more authentic person that is validating the quality of your product, the performance and protection of your product than Jack Roush, and then using it in the performance of a race car. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jack.
Thank you, Kurt. The entire Roush Industries and Roush Fenway organization is committed to recycling and environmental responsibility. We started co-generating electricity in our dynamometers back in the 1970s in Livonia, Michigan. And 96% of every race car that we have on the racetrack is recycled. We were the first, I was told that we were the first NASCAR team to use solar panels for heating and for cogeneration of electricity, so we've got that going for us. So we're very much committed to environmental responsibility. I've been a proud customer of Safety-Kleen since the 1970s through their recycling of cleaning solvents for engines and for our industrial applications in Michigan. Doug Yates is here with me, and somebody wants to call him later. He can give you the specifics of it. But we found through using recycled oil that we've had a benefit of at least the same power and the same durability implication, if not better. So it's been no hindrance there at all. We're really proud to be here with EcoPower, and glad to be able to showcase Ricky Stenhouse and what he can do on a race car. But it's a real opportunity to demonstrate our environmental responsibility to the fans and the general public through the use of and the display of EcoPower's products. We're glad to be here with you, Kurt, and your group, and enjoyed a couple days with you this week, and look forward to a good result this weekend with the EcoPower Ford Fusion.
Ricky?
I mean, heck, we're always excited to bring on new partners, but especially partners that we believe in, and like Jack said, with being able to keep up our performance, and protection in the engines, while keeping the environment clean. I mean, I think it's one of those things that people outside of racing think that NASCAR is not a green sport, so it's another step in that direction as well, to let those people know that we do recycle a lot, and we're doing everything that we can. But I grew up in the engine shop, and my dad taught me a lot about engines, and I've had a lot of oil on my hands tearing down engines, and I mean, heck, I even did a science fair project back in school on lubricating oil. So it's a really neat situation to be involved in, and we're really looking forward to getting the EcoPower Ford out on the racetrack. The car looks great. I think the fans are going to really enjoy the paint scheme, and we're looking forward to bringing good awareness to EcoPower as well as good results.
Round, we do have a question. Yes, sir.
Jack, just a question on the environmental push that is going on in sports car racing and perhaps even Formula One. Is NASCAR lagging behind, or what's your opinion on what you guys have been doing over the last few years?
I'm not really current on what Formula One's doing or what sports car racing is doing, but the initiative with the ethanol fuel, and with the Safety-Kleen, and there's some of the cars, trucks that NASCAR has have actually got our propane conversions on them for the environmental benefit of that fuel over gasoline. Certainly, I think that with NASCAR's green initiative, we've made a good first step, good start at it. And as time goes on, I think there'll be an awareness of the fans and of the broader public that how responsible we're trying to be, and hopefully be role models for them.
Any other questions for Jack or Kurt, for Roger? We'll also offer this opportunity to any questions for Ricky Stenhouse about the weekend. Yes, sir. Right here.
Ricky, Mike from the Detroit Free Press. This season, can you sum it up? Coming in here to a home track, and you're expected to do well, I would think. How's the season going for you, and are you happy, unhappy?
We're always expected to do well. Jack's always expected us to do well, and we expect ourselves to do well. This season we've had some high points, but we've definitely had some low points, and I think Last weekend we got a decent finish at Pocono where I haven't had a lot of experience. So that was a good run into Michigan for us. The last 2 races at Michigan, in the Cup car last year, we had top 10s going. We blew a right front tire the first race, then got caught on pit road, and when the caution came out the second race. So I feel like Michigan, we got some speed, and like you said, Jack's the winningest car owner here, so that really gets us motivated even more to make sure that we come up here and put our best effort into it, and really try to get to victory lane for Jack and for Eco Power and all our other partners. So we're definitely not satisfied with how the season's gone, and we're definitely working really hard to make sure that we get consistently into the top 10 each and every week. And Jack's putting a lot of effort into it, myself and our whole team. So we're going to continue to work on it and build some more confidence and better results as we go.
Right over here. Or I'm sorry, well, either one.
Thank you. George Poley, the Macomb Daily. For either Ricky or Jack, with the increased speeds here since the repave, has that put any extra strain on motors, driveline parts, transmissions, etc.?
It definitely does. Anytime you increase the speeds at a racetrack, you got suspension parts that are getting more load put through them. Goodyear's got to reinvent a tire to keep up with the racetrack and the speeds. The drive lines, there's just a lot more load on everything. Doug Yates he does a million tests on engine parts and putting them through, all kind of tests to make sure that it'll live up to the horsepower that he puts out with our engines and the speeds that we produce here at Michigan. So, I'm confident in all of our equipment that we have. Jack puts really good equipment underneath us, and so there is a lot more load and a lot more pressure on that stuff. But I'm confident in what we got.
With today's electronically controlled dynamometers, you've got the opportunity, if you've got the data for it, to replicate the duty cycle for an engine on the racetrack. And one of Doug's most arduous and toughest duty cycles is a Michigan cycle. And when I was building the engines in Michigan by myself, that was the cycle I used as well. So if you've got a weakness in your engine, you'll find it at MIS, either the valve train or the bottom end, either one. It's pretty tough.
Ricky, a 2-part question for you. Where do you feel the strength of your team is right now, and where do you want to see some improvements made?
I think the strength of our team and really our organization at Roush Fenway is everybody's got their head down, working hard and working together. I think that's a star that I see that's really good right now is nobody's given up just because we haven't had the results that we wanted, and I think everybody's working really, really hard. I think there's a lot of little things. I don't think it's just one part that is going to fix us to run consistently like we want, but there's just a lot of little things. Jack's sending us testing. We're doing a lot of R&D. We're really putting a lot of effort into making our cars better, which we do each and every week. But it's always tough to see those results happen really fast. This is a tough sport. The best of the best are out here, and we think we're the best of the best, and we just got to get there, and we're working hard at it. So the racetracks, I think I've had my best run at Bristol, so we're looking forward to getting back to Bristol. We Carl won, and we ran second there and had a lot of success, and really thought that we'd be able to just keep that going. But I think for us, we just need a little bit of turn, in our front ends package. But we've made some strides, and we're seeing the gains already. But I think we'll continue to work on that.
Kenny
Bruce with NASCAR.com. Jack, you guys have made at least one major personnel move this year. I wonder where you feel like your program stands at this point, and also wanted to ask if there's any news on a 2015 driver lineup.
We'll have in due time, we'll have announcements for 2015. We've got a lot of 2014 in front of us, and we're obviously focused on that. If you looked at our year, you know, we've been probably challenged more than some of the teams have with the difference in the ride height. I know that's changed the dynamic of the underbody of the car, and it's been a revelation, you know, how low is low enough and how low is too low. Too low is higher than we thought it might have been a month ago, and we're sorting that out. We're committed to test as much as we can. We've got a test going somewhere virtually every week, either a tire test or a NASCAR racetrack sanction test or a bootlegged racetrack test that's not on the NASCAR circuit. So we're testing. We're running our 8-post machine in the lab real hard. And we're taking very careful note of the ride height changes on the racetrack and where we seem to have our challenge and our best result with turning. And I think that most of the answer for the things that we need are in our box of parts. You know, it's the bump stops, it's the rubber, it's the springs combinations, it's the roll bars. We don't seem to have a kinematic problem. We don't seem to have a fundamental error problem. Certainly the Penske guys are running really well with very similar cars. And we just got to get back where we need to be. This business cycles, we've had times when we've been the cars to beat for an extended period of time to everybody's frustration, and now we're just struggling to get back where we need to be.
All right, gentlemen, I want to thank you for being here.